Yes.
I hear that times are tough on trees. How can I tell if my tree is stressed?
There are some ways that are very easy to tell if your trees are stressed. One of the ways is if when the leaves are coming out in the spring, the tree's breaking bud, if your tree breaks bud or the leaves come out a lot later than the other trees of the same variety, that's a good symptom that your tree's under stress. Another way to tell that your trees are under stress is if they're starting to turn their fall colors, change to their fall colors too early, say in July or August or even early September, when all the other trees are still green and all of a sudden your tree is turning fall color. That's a symptom of that there's something going wrong there and that the tree is under stress, and you could have some problems with it. And that would be a good time to call one of our arborists in to take a look at the tree and give you an evaluation.
And what are some of the common causes of stress in a tree?
There's quite a few. There can be insect issues where insects are feeding on the leaves of the tree or feeding on the stems or trunk of the tree that will cause stress. And then also there are disease problems. There are a lot of diseases of trees, and these symptoms will show up. And if you catch them soon enough, both the insects and the diseases, the tree a lot of times can be treated and saved before it dies. Also, there is an issue that we call girdling roots, where it's the actual roots of the tree are growing around the trunk of the tree underneath the surface of the ground and virtually strangling the tree. And so, and then cutting the circulation off. And so that's something that's very common in our area.
How do I know if something's going on with my tree that I can't see?
Yes, and a lot of times we need to take samples in to the University of Minnesota, and then they will try to grow the fungus of the tree. But these symptoms, a lot of diseases and insects have specific symptoms that we look for, and we can kind of say, oh, that really looks like oak wilt in your tree. Let's take it in, get it tested, and then we'll know for sure. Or that really looks like you have aphids on your leaves. And that's something that we can look at the leaf and see the insects on it. So most insect problems, you'll be able to see the insects when they're present. Some disease problems we can diagnose right on site. Other disease problems we need to take it into the University of Minnesota and have them test it.
And if I'm managing a property with a lot of trees, an estate, a campus, and maybe I start to see one or two trees look like they're in trouble, is it important to call someone in fast? I mean, how fast does that spread across a lot of trees?
It can spread very fast, and so it is important as soon as you start seeing signs of stress in trees to call one of our arborists in to take a look, because the sooner we're able to diagnose the problem, the sooner we can correct it and save the tree, and then also keep it from the problem from spreading to other trees.
What's the worst you've ever seen? What's the biggest tree disaster that you've been on site for?
We've had a few cases where we've had oak wilt problems in the trees, and oak wilt is a fungus disease of the vascular system of a tree, and it will it's spread initially by insects that carry the fungus on them, but then once it gets into the tree, it goes through the vascular system of the tree and then goes through the root system, and other oaks in the area, their roots grow together and graft, and so it's really one large root system, so the disease can go from one tree to the next through the root system, and it can be a real issue if it's able to be stopped. But if you don't do anything, every year you'll start having more and more trees die.
What do my healthy trees look like? What should I be seeing when I look out across my treescape?
Healthy trees, they're again a little bit just the opposite of what stress trees would be. They're breaking bud, the leaves are coming out in the spring at the correct time. The leaves are nice, if they're green, nice dark green color. There's no chlorosis or chlorotic leaves where they're lighter green, so you have the nice dark brilliant green color, and then you look for the new growth also. You should have the right amount of growth each spring. If your growth is stunted, that's a sign of stress also. But if you're getting nice new growth, depending on the variety of tree, then it's a nice healthy tree.